Hey everybody, it's Mike at Sapulpa Times.
And Lucy with the City of Sapulpa.
Lucy, look how bundled up she is.
I'm going to start bringing a blanket.
It's okay.
Or Eskimo suit and just...
Maybe we could get a sponsorship with a blanket or something.
Yes.
That way,
yes.
it could be the sponsored blanket by, I don't know, who would be the sponsor of the blanket, you think? $100?
Do they have blankets?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They had some Christmas sheet blankets, as a matter of fact.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. You could buy them.
That'd be nice.
It would be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, we need a sponsorship so I can start paying the heat bill in this building apparently. So welcome to the Timeloop, guys. So it is only 196 days left.
Mm-hmm.
The Redewey Sapulpa downtown Dewey streetscape redesign.
Okay, time out. This is not on the notes. But I talked about this last night, and I do have hold on, I just went blank. I do have a marketing blast going out next week, but I want to go ahead and start off our Friday like this because you were getting ready to go in and talk about as we redo and redesign Dewey.
Mm-hmm.
I want to let everyone know that I said this yesterday in one of our posts on Facebook, Dewey is getting a redesign and we are going to have a beautiful landscape and a beautiful design. But that's not what Redewey is. Redewey was not brought to Sapulpa as a repavement, re-landscape, re-light pole. That's not what Redewey is. Actually.
Okay. What is it?
Redewey is an infrastructure project. And so I don't know that any of our viewers or business owners or much of Sapulpa know this or not, but we are actually going to be digging 4 to 5 feet in the ground, maybe even deeper than that. We are going to take out sewer mains, we are going to take out water lines, we are going to take out gas lines and electricity. All of those things are going to be pulled out of Dewey. And so we are going to get new pavement. We've seen a lot of comments about it's not broken, don't fix it. The sidewalks are a little bumpy. Why are we tearing them out? It's all getting torn out, not because we wanted to redo that, but because we have to, because we're fixing sewer lines. So Redewey is a fantastic project. It's going to look beautiful, but it's not just for a sidewalk or just for a roadway. This is for a sewer main. So we will be sending out and posting what those sewer mains look like and what's actually getting replaced. But I wanted you guys to know, as Micah was talking about the redoing of Dewey and the redesign that's happening, that you're actually getting a new sewer line. And so that's what Redewey actually is. So that's your facts for Friday.
Okay,
so
you heard it here first, guys.
Yeah. So
okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. That kind of is a nice segue into what we did have in the notes to talk about. So what you're kind of bringing up is the fact that this entire project is it's a very forward-thinking project. And for those of you who aren't aware why we're even doing this, I'll just very quickly reiterate. So this is something that was voted on as part of the 2020 GEO bond. It's a $40 million GEO bond that passed way back. This is pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, COVID is the primary reason that we're just now getting around to this. I mean, it was slated to be one of the first projects, I believe. So anyway, but it's here now, and you put it very well. It's not just. It's kind of like the high school, okay? Larry Hoover on the board of the high school when they started the process of putting the campaign together to build a new high school, he said we cannot go on putting lipstick on a pig, okay? And technically, if it were only new streets and sidewalks, that's what we would be doing. Mm-hmm. It would be lipstick on a 100-year-old pig that is downtown Sapulpa, right?
Right.
But no, this is an infrastructure project, and the reason that we're doing this is because along with something else I'm going to talk about in just a second. It is the idea of looking ahead to what is coming to Sapulpa and preparing for that, being able to do that well. So, I mean, we've got high expectations and ambitions for this town. And I know a lot of you guys have seen the development that's happened down the highway over St. Springs. We hear about it all the time. They got a Chick-fil-A, they're getting Olive Garden, they got Chili's, they got Aldi's. And why can't Sapulpa get that stuff? And a big part of the reason why Sapulpa cannot attract those kinds of businesses to our town, especially our downtown, is because we are physically unable to handle it. And if you I mean, the Christmas shoot was a great example of this. The reason why we had to bring in all of these porta potties and stuff, because we physically do not have the sewer resources to handle everybody's crap. Okay? I mean,
literally.
Yeah, quite literally.
Yeah.
And so, that being the case is that, I'm really glad you brought that up because it goes deeper than you think it is. It's much more than just a facade remake. It's a lot more than cosmetic. It's actually much more important than that. And going 5 feet down, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And redoing the sewer mains and stuff, and it's going to be a big deal. I mean, and Sapulpa, you guys have been through this stuff before. How many of you guys remember when every time a good rain happened, Davis Park and Kelly Lane Park would flood to the gills, and you wouldn't be able to play on those playgrounds for like a week, right? And then some infrastructure happened there, and it fixed a lot of that, and now that's not so much a problem anymore.
Right.
And still happens on occasion, but it has to really, really get crazy for it to happen now. And so that's what we're doing here. And it's funny because a lot of people, they complain about the lack of things that downtown Sapulpa has, which came about in these meetings that we had that led to the Geo Bond. You know, people said, hey, we want to have more stuff that's open after dark. We want it to be safer down here to cross the street. I want to be able to bring my kids down here, and we want to see more shopping and eating options and things like that. Okay, this is us giving you that. I mean, you know, and you guys voted for that to happen, but you can't do that without having the infrastructure to be able to take care of that. So, on that same note, let's talk about the other thing. And I asked Lucy if we could talk about this today because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. The Dewey Streetscape redesign can be. It could be described in a handful of words: ambitious. Amazing, divisive is a very astute word, and I don't mean that to say that there are a lot of people who are there are people who are in shock that we're taking parking away from Dewey. They were just surprised as all get out. How could you do that? And to this day, people are like, small downtowns, you know, they need their downtown parking, and I don't know how any of these businesses are going to make it. And that is, we could argue about that till you blew in the face, but I wanted to talk about it because I don't want you guys thinking that the city is just ignoring downtown. They are in fact, removing the parking on Dewey Street was done intentionally in order to meet these other goals about making it safer, making it more pedestrian friendly, and all the other things that you're going to see here. But there are things that are coming in downtown. I've been talking with Lucy, I've talked with other folks at city staff, and so we've had people involved in looking at parking from the very beginning. Back in 2020 when we did the vote, you were just telling me that way back then you had somebody assessing the parking and deciding, okay, well if we do this, we're going to lose this many spaces. What will that look like? How can we make up for that? And we've seen some of that. You guys redid the parking lot behind on Water Street to help accommodate that. There's now a new firm that's coming in to give an additional assessment. And again, going back to what I said earlier about it being a forward-looking project, because guys, I can't talk about it yet, but we've got some really exciting things coming to downtown Sapulpa after this is over. There's some other construction that's going on right now because they wanted to do it in tandem at the same time that the Dewey Streetscape redesign is going on. And so that they'll be done about the same time. So when Dewey opens back up, this other thing is going to also be open. It's like something we've never had before. And it's those kinds of projects that the city is looking at saying, okay, where do we need to address the issue of parking? And so they are thinking about it. We're looking at ways of expanding existing parking lots. I say we, it's them, it's not me. But expanding existing parking lots, adding some additional parking. I know that there's some different city lots and stuff they're looking at, but I just don't want anybody watching who's been a part of this to think that the city doesn't care about the loss of the parking on Dewey. We very much care, and please know that it was done intentionally. I mean, it wasn't flippantly done. It wasn't done without a great deal of thought and assessment put into it. But that being said, it was done intentionally. I personally disagree with all of you guys who say that the downtown businesses are going to die because they don't have parking on Dewey. I think you can look at Cherry Street in Tulsa to get an idea of that. I think you can look at Broken Arrow to see that that's not the case. You can look at Owasso to see that that's not the case. And I'm not saying that we're trying to turn downtown Sapulpa into any of those, but especially on Route 66, and I think that may be where a lot of that comes from. People think that you have to park on Route 66 to enjoy it, and you don't. And I am a guy who has traveled literal hundreds of miles of Route 66, and I promise you I've been to a lot of towns just like ours who did away with their parking on Route 66 so that they could have their events. And they could have the stores open and do sidewalk sales, and you could put out the bistro tables and the benches and all those kinds of things. And so if the businesses here will build something that's worth parking around the corner to, then they will park around the corner to it. And I wasn't going to talk about this, but do we want to talk about Tammy's little experiment that she did? Because I think she put that on Facebook.
Yeah, she did, and I think it was fantastic, and it was a great eye opener for myself as a citizen, not even from a city point of view, but you know, Tammy Fleek, most of you know her. She walks and she walks a lot. She walks a lot when she's here for the Christmas shoot. But something she did yesterday is she was on Facebook and she saw a lot of the complaints about walking and not being able to park in downtown. She used her lunch break yesterday and she went to Walmart and she had to pick up coffee creamer or milk or something. And so she went to Walmart and she methodically parked just behind the handicap parking spaces at Walmart. And she counted the handicap parking spaces to see how many was there. And from the moment she stepped out of her car, she counted. And from her car all the way to the coffee creamer in Walmart was 261 steps. And so she made note of that. And then she had a meeting here in downtown Sapulpa. And so she parked as far as she could park over at the the Historical Museum.
Society, yeah.
And so she parked all the way over there on Lee Street. And so from the moment she stepped out of her car until she walked all the way over to the Chamber or Gary Box.
She said it took her past Gary Box.
Okay, so down Water Street to Gary Box. She walked the same number of steps, 261 steps, because she wanted to see where it would take her to walk from her car to her milk and then from the Historical Society to downtown Sapulpa. And so she had heard a lot of, that so far nobody's going to walk that far. But the same distance it took her to walk to get her milk, it took her to the middle of downtown Sapulpa from the Historical Society. And then she looked at the number of handicap spots we have in downtown Sapulpa. And I use it in quotations because we've heard a lot of, handicapped people, older people can't walk. They're not going to walk from Dewey. And I just want to let you know that we hear that statement from the city side and we are addressing that. We are adding in 16 actual handicap spots. So we are addressing that and making sure that actually on Dewey, there's no handicap spots. And so there will be actual ADA handicap spots. And so thank you, Tammy, for taking that time to do that. And actually bringing that to our attention, because I will be totally honest with you, I have not walked 261 steps and counted that out to know how far I was walking. But it is an eye-opener to see that what sounds like a long way to say that I parked on Lee Street or I parked on Water Street or I had to park all the way over on Hobson. you walked that far to get milk, or what are those things are. So
yeah. So come on, guys. I mean, we're not trying to stir the pot or anything on this, but when you start to look at the actual facts of the situation, a lot of the complaints that we have about the Dewey's Streetscape redesign and the Christmas shoot and the construction and everything, it's just sometimes the argument's invalid. I think when you look at it, I mean, you're willing to walk that far to go to the mall. And it's like you said, we're taking into account the folks that are, they have a handicap or they're older and maybe they need a walker. Well, this is actually, you should be thrilled about this because the city is taking steps to address that situation. They're putting an actual physical, proper ADA compliant handicap parking right there at the corner. So now you can get out and then you can walk on nice brand new sidewalks and pavement in order to get to the salon to get your hair done or go shopping or something at one of the new spaces that we're going to have after all this is done. So anyway, I just felt like with all the stuff that was coming out, it was good to just kind of bring some of those facts to light to let you guys know that the city cares. They are definitely paying attention, and we hear a lot of what you guys are saying. And a lot of this was the decisions that are being made and things that are being done on the backs of what you guys had to say in the first place. I mean, this was something that was voted on, and with the 62%, right, voted for it. And so, and it was all based on the feedback and stuff that we had at those big show meetings and stuff like that where they planned it all out. So anyway, moving on, but only slightly. Some of you guys have caught wind about the Sapulpa food court that's coming to town, and in fact, I think they're open today. Now, Lucy, what's the parking lot? You tell me, and I always forget. It's Central Fire Station.
Yeah, I don't have the address on hand. I was going to bring it with me today, but it is right next to our Central Fire Station. If you know where Pablo's was before it moved across the street, it'll be right there.
Okay. So a couple of you guys have reached out to me to ask if this is even a legit thing. When they first came out, it didn't have a lot of information with us, so we weren't real sure. And I was actually able to get a hold of the person in charge of it. Turned out it's a real thing. And Lucy can tell you because she came through, went through all the proper steps to get her permitting and everything, talked to the county health department. And so it's going to be really cool. So the reason why they're doing this is between the two big construction projects that we have going on here, we're looking at the possibility of something in the neighborhood of like 400 additional construction workers here in Sapulpa that would need a place to eat. And, Sapulpa just we don't have the restaurants to accommodate that many people, plus all the high school kids, plus all of us who already live and work here every day anyway. And so this food truck court is kind of an idea for that. It's really cool. If you have a food truck and you know somebody that has one, I would encourage you to go check them out on Facebook, the Sapulpa Food Court, and text Renee and just get the information there. It's really easy. Some of these, like with the Christmas shoot, you had to pay a weekly fee to be here. And then that's the way it is in most events. But I've heard that a lot of them, they'll actually take a percentage of your sales in addition. This is not going to be like that. All you do is you pay a daily fee or a weekly fee, and that's it. You park your truck, and you have to be compliant, have all your certification and everything. You got to pay your sales tax. But aside from that, you just pull up and hook up. And she did tell me she's working hard to get food trucks in there that are food that we don't currently have. She talked about bringing some Thai food in. Okay. Or are you a fan of pho? Do you?
Yeah.
She talked about trying to get a pho truck.
Okay.
I don't know how easy that's going to be, but or soul food. There's some good Cajun food.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It'd be good, guys. So anyway, you guys be sure to go check that out.
It was kind of a shock. We had kind of tossed around the idea of maybe trying to do something on the city side as we had heard about all these construction workers that are going to be here. And then it was like on Monday morning, we got a knock on the door and it was, Renee, and she said, "Hey, I have caught wind and I've done something like this before. Is this something that I could do? I've spoke with the health department." And we were like, what do you mean? And she was like, "I just want to have 4 trucks. I want to take care of all of it and I want to do this." And we were like, Okay, well, yeah, can you fill out this permit? Can you do this? So, it's not a city thing, but she is permitted, and she is here. She is not wanting to take business from anyone. Like, she wants to bring, like she said, food that's not here. She's just wanting to support Sapulpa and help take the weight off of our town as we, walk through all this construction.
Yeah. So. Anyway, it's a great opportunity to go and get something different. Highly encourage you guys to continue supporting our local restaurants and stuff, but be looking for that as well, so that'll be available. Okay, let's talk about tomorrow. I got to talk about this. There is the pancake breakfast fundraiser thing for the DAV. This is the Blue Star Mom. They're putting this on. This is happening. It's on the It's at the DAV building that is on South Main. It's like 1280, I don't know the address, it's way down there over by Central Tech.
Yeah.
And I've been to this thing a couple of years now, and you will not leave hungry. And it's only $5. It's $5 for all you can eat pancakes, plus they got bacon and sausage and like orange juice and stuff. And it's a great cause. We'll be open tomorrow from 8:30 to 10:30. Be sure to go and check them out. Like I said, it's for a good cause and it's good food. I mean, these are a bunch of Blue Star moms that love to cook and they're good at it. So go get yourself some pancakes. Then Lucy, you were just telling me about this glow party that Salvation Army is doing. That is tonight.
Yeah. So if you need something to do and you want to burn some energy out of your children in a good way, you can head over to the Creek County Youth Red Shield Youth Center.
Red Shield Youth Center of Creek County.
Yeah, that.
It's a mouthful.
You can head over there tonight. They will be having a glow party swim night. It is $10 per kid. They will be having they'll be giving out glow sticks. They will have basketball in the gym, jumpy houses. The pool will be open. If you register early, they will be giving out to the first 50 participants a little goodie bag. And then everyone after that, I don't know how many they're going to allow in there. But you still pay $10 and you get to come and hang out. That is tonight from 6 to 9. I will be there. Hudson will be there. We will be hanging out. So come and support the Salvation Army for a good evening of safe fun.
Good pitch. So that's good. Want to remind you guys that tickets are on sale for the new Sapulpa Community Theater show that opens up at the end of this month. It's called, I want to make sure I got it right, it's called In the Spirit of Murder. The new show is written by Valerie Speaks. It's the first show of the year for the theater this season. Pretty excited about it. It's probably going to be hilarious. It's a really good whodunit kind of mystery. And if you've seen any of the shows that we've done by Valerie Speaks, they've always turned out to be hits. I'm telling you guys now to go get your tickets before they start selling out, because they are going to start going quickly. In fact, I hadn't told Lucy this yet, but I know that we've got large groups of people that are coming from like First Christian Church. They come every time. Mm-hmm. They will just about buy out the entire theater for that night. So you guys need to go get your tickets now. They're $15 for adults or $5 for students pre-K through 18. Go to sapulpatheater.org to get your tickets now. And then the last thing we got to talk about is you got to talk about this Chamber Women's Luncheon Power Panel thing.
Oh yeah, you got to register today. Today's the last day. So call Jordan or go online to sapulpachamber.com and register. I don't remember the prices. I think it's $20 for members and $25 for non-members. It'll be at the Elks Lodge. It'll be our first time to try out the new Dough Mamas that'll be joining us over on Hobson Street here shortly. We'll be hearing from some very powerful women in our community. I got to see the list of questions that they'll be answering, and wow. I'm very glad I'm not on that panel, but I'm super excited to hear how they answer those questions. So reach out to the Chamber, register for that event, and join us on Thursday the 13th at noon for lunch and some great advice.
Good deal. I do want to circle back around because I forgot to do this with opening the show. It was Free Coffee Friday. It's over now. It ended about 25 minutes ago. But today's Free Coffee Friday was sponsored by Freedom Electric, and we had a good crowd out there tonight.
It was busy.
Yeah, it was. It did take a little while to get going, but everybody showed up. We were spilled out into the street, which is nice and quiet right now. And there's all this room and stuff. For those of you who are wondering, I was talking to Toby, he's with Timberwolf, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of the guy in charge. And he tells me things are really going to start picking up steam next week. So you guys are probably looking and wondering about the lack of activity that's happening downtown right now. And hey, I get it. I think they had some hiccups with some different things, but they're all getting ironed out this week. And so expect to see some big machinery moving in at the start of next week. And we're going to be off to the races, guys. It's going to be a big project. So 196 more days to go. Awesome. All right, guys, that is it for me. Do you have a joke today, by chance? Did you bring one?
I forgot.
My wife gave me one.
I did have one. It was a good one.
Was it?
It was, and I don't remember.
I'll grab mine real quick while you're looking yours up. Sorry, guys, we should have been better prepared. I got to get these ahead of time. I can't do that one. Oh, I know. I remember mine now. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Lucy.
Yes.
How do you get down from an elephant?
How?
You don't. You get down from a goose.
Okay.
She doesn't get it. It took me a while to get it too.
How do you get down from an elephant?
You don't. You get down from a goose. Have you ever heard about like the feathers and stuff that a goose makes?
Oh yeah, you get down.
The down of a goose.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. All right, that one fell really flat, guys. I'm sorry. All right, do you have one?
No, I can't.
You
remember.
don't? Oh, okay.
No, it's good. I can't remember.
Okay. Well, we'll keep it in mind, and I don't know. Maybe she'll do like a quick reel or something for
Okay,
a second.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to the Timeloop Live. Hopefully, you enjoyed that joke. Go vote for me on who had the best joke because I actually had one.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys again on Monday. Don't forget about all the stuff we talked about. We'll see you guys again on Monday when we talk about all things happening in the love. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.